Maz, welcome to another edition of IPFW Women's Basketball here on CATV. I'm joined by former Mastodon assistant coach Alan Buck, and Al, it was a great atmosphere here Thursday night at the Coliseum and a big win for IPFW.
Yes, that was a real good first step in their first ever conference contest, and it's a small point, but they're in first place all by themselves right now.
And that they are. They were led by the senior out of Lexington, Kentucky, Jonna Lewis-Carlisle, 13th in the country in scoring, and Jonna had 24 points and 8 assists.
Yeah, she's a clutch player. She's obviously one of the best players in the conference, and she's showing that all that hard work she's put in is really paying off.
A tough opponent today in UMKC. They come in here with a record of 5-3, and they have the reigning Summit League Player in the Week, Chastity Morris, averaging 18 points and 6 rebounds a game.
Right, she is obviously a handful. She leads them in both scoring and rebounding, and we're going to have to keep our eye on her.
It ought to be a good one. IPFW and UMKC, Summit League Women's Basketball. Stay tuned. The starting lineups and the opening tip are coming up next, right here on CATV.
Class, and I want a degree that's going to mean something. I had offers from other universities, but I wanted the best out of my college choice. I wanted a great education and the campus life to go with it. Student housing, Division I sports, I found it all right here at IPFW. Hey, this is my university, my life, so it's got to feel right. I'm really glad I chose IPFW. I love it here. Go to their website.
Indiana University, Purdue University, Fort Wayne, one university, two great names.
What can Dinosaur Tracks teach us about those long extinct creatures? On this month's edition of IPFW Up Close, we'll discuss Professor Jim Farlow's recent trip to Spain to track those tracks. Do teachers teach differently from one country to another? Professor Jeff Nowak was in Macedonia this summer teaching teachers to teach. We'll talk to him about that experience and about the new NISTEM program. And we'll talk with the campus coordinator of the United Way Fund Drive to find out more about where your contributions are going. Join me, Susan Alderman, for IPFW Up Close, Sundays at noon.
Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the Allen County War Memorial Coliseum in Fort Wayne, Indiana, for this afternoon's Summit League Women's Basketball Contest featuring the Kangaroos of UMKC, otherwise known as the University of Missouri, Kansas City, and the IPFW Mastodons, along with former IPFW Women's Assistant Basketball Coach Alan Buck. I'm Mike Maz, and it's going to be a good Summit League matchup, Al. 3-3 IPFW and 5-3 UMKC.
I think two solid clubs, and IPFW has to build on their win from the other night, first ever in a conference, and I look for them to come out and play a really solid game today.
Let's bring you the starting lineups first for the visitors from UMKC. They run a 3-guard offense. At one guard will be Kaylee Nance, a 6-foot junior from Phoenix, Arizona. At another guard will be Toshelle Rushing, a 5'8 junior from Wynwood, Oklahoma. And the third guard, the reigning Summit League Player of the Week, Chastity Morris, a 5'10 sophomore from Oakland, California. Up front, they have Sierra Radke, is a 5'6 senior, going to be a guard out of Lyons, Kansas. And at center will be Alyssa Klein, a 6'3 senior from Okobojoy. I knew I'd screw that up, Iowa. For IPFW, at one guard will be Jonna Lewis-Carlisle, a 5'6 senior from Lexington, Kentucky. At the point guard will be Jordan Zoop, a 5'7 freshman from Aliquippa, PA. Up front, Tina Moen, a 6-foot junior from Oslo, Norway. Samantha Edwards, a 6-foot redshirt sophomore from Okemos, Michigan. And Maggie O'Connell, a 6-foot junior from Marion, Iowa. There's Chris Paul in his second full year as the head coach of IPFW. And we should tell you that the coach for UMKC is Candace White-Whitaker in her first full season. The Kangaroos, or Roos as they are called, they are wearing blue uniforms with gold trim, gold numbers trimmed in white, the letters UMKC in gold trimmed in white, and we are underway. And it is UMKC with the first possession. Morris misses the first shot of the game, rebounded by Maggie O'Connell, and here come the Dons up the floor. They're in their home whites, and they're going from left to right here in the first half. Jordan Zoop, as we said, a freshman guard from Aliquippa, Pennsylvania, with the basketball. Looks like UMKC is starting in a man-to-man defense. Zoop launches a three and hits it. 3-0 IPFW.
And a steal from Carlisle.
Now, we mentioned our pregame chat, IPFW was 9 of 12 from three-point range Thursday night against Southern Utah.
First half.
Yes. And an errant pass from John Lewis Carlisle. The intended receiver, so to speak, was Jordan Zoop, so each team has turned the ball over once. And it'll be UMKC basketball, and IPFW coming right out in full court defensive pressure. But UMKC breaks it, and here's a bank shot off the glass and in by Alyssa Klein. She's their tallest player. 3-2 is our score. We played just over a minute here at the Coliseum. Glad you could join us on CATV for the Summit League contest. Lewis Carlisle off the glass and in. Jana averaging over 21 points a game. That's 13th best in the country. Makes it a 5-2 Mastodon lead. Klein almost bottled up by O'Connell. Here's another pass picked off by Samantha Edwards. Gives it to Zoop, and here come the Dons on the run. Jordan Zoop there at the top of the key. There's Tina Moen. Lewis Carlisle. Long three-pointer off the rim, no good. Knocking down the rebound is Kaylee Nance, and here comes UMKC up the floor. Radke working around to Morris. Three-pointer off the rim, no good. Rebound is pulled down by Sierra Radke. Back to Morris. The Roos working on the perimeter. Now try to get it inside and off the hands of Klein, out of bounds.
They're averaging about 20 turnovers a game, so they've had 3 already here early in the first half.
We've played 2 minutes and a couple of seconds here at the Coliseum. 5-2 is our score. IPFW with the lead and the basketball. Here's Maggie O'Connell on the right wing. Back up top to Tina Moen, just inside the arc. Her shot no good. Edwards with an offensive rebound. Zoop misses on a 3. And here comes Radke and the Kangaroos of UMKC. Klein will launch a long one. That hits the rim and drops through. Alyssa Klein has all 5 UMKC points, and we're knotted at 5 with 17:20 to go.
I think we'll let her shoot on it there all night.
Zoop kicks it into the corner to O'Connell. Maggie wants the baseline drive. Shot up. Oh, rolls around and out, but she will go to the line. She was fouled by Alyssa Klein.
She made a nice move there and kept her head up. Really very nice.
17-12 left in the first half. Maggie O'Connell making her 4th start. She's a 64% free throw shooter coming in. And she knocks down the first. She has one more coming. See if she can increase the Macedon lead to 2. And she does. 2 for 2 at the stripe for O'Connell. It's a 7-5 IPFW lead.
We'll see what happens here, but Morris has been just a little too wide open for my taste throughout this first few minutes.
We said she's averaging 18 points a contest. Radke to Morris. Being watched by Zoop. 10 on the shot clock. Morris trying to get it inside. Turnaround jumper is good by Kaylee Nance. So we are tied once again at 7. Back comes IPFW. Jordan Zoop to O'Connell, top of the key. There's Moen, and she'll launch a 3. In and out, no. Sierra Radke with the rebound, passing it up, give and go. Klein has it knocked away. Oh my. They're going to call a reach-in foul on IPFW. And Maggie O'Connell is charged with her first personal.
Worse than that, they call that a shooting foul.
Wow.
Sorry.
So at the line will be Alyssa Klein, and she knocked down the first of 2. She's already got 6 points, and UMKC has an 8-7 lead. Julianne Huna, 6'3" senior from Halle, Germany, comes in replacing Maggie O'Connell for IPFW. One more free throw coming for Klein, and that is perfect. Now she will have a back. Hannah Tiki will come in for Tina Moen. Hannah, a 5'8" sophomore from Kokomo, Indiana. 9-7, IPFW trails UMKC here in the first half. Here is Tiki. Likes to shoot the 3-point shot. Edwards inside to Huna.
Yep, she tried.
And they're going to call a traveling call. That is turnover number 2 on IPFW. With 16:06 and counting, UMKC comes up the floor, leading by 2. There's Morris, watched by Tiki. Radke. Little pull-up jumper, gets the friendly bounce.
Well, they've got a couple friendly bounces so far.
Kaylee Nance now with 4 points, and the Roos are up by 4, 11-7. John Lewis Carlisle. Tahuna, bounce past Edwards on the block. Shot partially blocks and keeps it alive. Julianne Huna from 15 feet, in, out, and out. Chesney Morris with the rebound. UMKC on the run. Morris now watched by Hannah Tiki. Inside to Nance. Nance to Klein, and Klein travels.
They're really going for the hot. We'll talk about that later.
Timeout on the floor, 15:21 left in the first half. It's UMKC 11, IPFW 7. This is IPFW Women's Basketball on CATV.
I've gone away to a college where the class size is small.
I've gone away to a college with a beautiful campus.
I've gone away to a college that cares about diversity.
I've gone away to a college where I get to live in my own apartment instead of living in a dorm room.
I've gone away to a college that really isn't that far away at all.
I go to IPFW.
IPFW.
I go to IPFW.
To find out more about college life at IPFW, go to our website. Indiana University, Purdue University, Fort Wayne. One university, 2 great names.
Hi, I'm Russell Simmons. Today I want to talk to you about a very important subject, and it's cruelty to animals. Emmy was a victim of cruelty and someone did something about it. Someone called the ASPCA and put an end to it, because Emmy can't talk. The fact is, animals are abused all over this country, and people sit by and do nothing. It's not slick or fly or cool, none of that. It's just cruel. If you're aware of any animal abuse, go to ASPCA.org, find out what you can do now and make a difference. She can't do it for herself.
Welcome back, everybody. Along with Alan Buck, I'm Mike Mazow. Keys to victory for UMKC today.
Right, they want to execute their offense, and I think we've got a little bit of a spell check error there, but I think they're doing a good job of it right now. They're working a high-low post off of number 4 at the free throw line.
IPFW with the basketball, and another traveling violation. IPFW now has turned it over 3 times, UMKC 4 times, and as we near the 15-minute mark here in the first half, it's the Kangaroos with the lead in the basketball. There is Chesney Morris, and the reigning Summit League Player of the Week, averaging 18 points and 6 rebounds a contest. Sierra Radke, the new point guard. We'll expand on that in a moment. Quick pull-up jumper, no good by Nance. Rebound IPFW. Tiki to Jordan Zoop. Back to Hannah on the wing. Give and go. Samantha Edwards will launch a 3. Off the rim, no good. Boy, IPFW ice cold. Yes, 1 of 5 behind the arc. Here is Sierra Radke to Toshelle Rushing. Back to Radke. Now we mentioned Radke is playing the point guard because the starting point guard this year, Heather Wimbley, is out with an ACL injury. Morris for 3, off the rim, no. Huna with the rebound. Outlets it to John Lewis Carlisle.
Here we go.
See what the speedster from Kentucky can do. Tiki for 3.
Well,
no.
They just won't go down.
Alyssa Klein with the rebound. Back come the Kangaroos. Just under 14 minutes to go. Ball knocked out of bounds. It'll remain UMKC's possession. A couple of substitutions. Courtney Reed, number 14, sophomore out of Fort Laramie, Ohio, in for IPFW. And Crystal Van Hook, a 5'10" junior from Pine Bluff, Arkansas, in for UMKC. Now there's Natalie Roberts, 6'1" senior from Connersville, Indiana, also in for IPFW. Inbounds pass to Rushing. A lot of time, long 3-point shot, no. Roberts pulls down the board for the Dons. Here comes IPFW on the run. Tiki steps behind the arc and travels.
Boy.
Is it me now, or does it look like IPFW is a little bit tight right now?
Well, they might be a little tight. I like the shot selections that they had. They look like they're setting up solidly for the shots. I think right now it's just a case of not going in the hole. But they are turning the ball over way too much.
Well, UMKC working it on the perimeter. Now to get to Van Hook, back up top to Radke and around the corner. Rushing, watched by Huna. 12 on the shot clock. Morris, inside to Klein, kicks it out. Rushing for three. Yes. Paul Rushing with her first points of the afternoon. UMKC is up by 7, and
another turnover.
IPFW just threw it away. 13:04 left here in the first half. It's the Kangaroos of UMKC, it's University of Missouri, Kansas City 14 and IPFW 7. Again, UMKC working the ball on the perimeter. Now try to get it inside to Klein, and turnaround jumper is no good. Rushing, and Lewis Carlisle fight for the loose ball. The ball goes over to IPFW.
We got to take care of the ball here. We've been 3 out of the last 4 times I believe we've turned.
Turnovers now even 5 apiece. Courtney Reed brings the ball up over midcourt, hits Lewis Carlisle on the right side. Jana will launch one from downtown. That's no good. Rebound pulled off by Morris to Radke, and here comes UMKC. Quickly up the floor. Nice steal, nice play there by Courtney Reed, anticipating the pass by Morris. Shot of Lewis Carlisle, dishes off to Natalie Roberts. Oh, misses the shot. Ball's out of bounds, and it'll go over to UMKC. More substitutions. Number 25 for UMKC is Marta Wallen. She's a 6'1" senior from St. Paul, Minnesota. Number 22 is Lindsay Fields, a 5'8" senior from Austin, Texas. And for IPFW, Sarah Haluska. Number 12 is a 5'10" freshman from Aliquippa, PA. With Edwards back on the floor as well. Pass inside to Wallen, and left-hand shot is no good. Roberts with their second rebound.
Got to find somebody who can score.
Let's see what Sarah Haluska can do. Gets it to Edwards. Ball 10, a pass intended for Roberts, picked off. Radke hands it off to Wallen. Work it around, back to Radke. 11:43 left in the half. Chesney Morris to Van Hook. Radke from downtown, that's no good. Ball knocked out of bounds, and they'll say it'll stay with UMKC when we return. Timeout here at the Coliseum. 11:32 left until halftime. It's the Kangaroos of UMKC 14, the Mastodons of IPFW 7. This is IPFW women's basketball at C8.
You know, if she continues to spill product at a rate of 3 per hour, unit cost, say 60 cents. Factor in breakage, downtime, lost sales. You're looking at $2,400 a month. Indiana University, Purdue University, Fort Wayne. One university, 2 great names.
Parents, there's something you can do to protect your kids from drugs and alcohol. Combine ground beef with egg, tomato sauce, breadcrumbs, and spices. Bake in an oven-safe pan at 350 for 50 minutes. Serve hot.
This is Jamie Lee Curtis. Children who eat dinner with their families are less likely to smoke, drink, or use drugs. So, have dinner together every day.
Delicious.
A message from CASA, the National Center on Addiction and Substance Abuse at Columbia University.
Back here at the Memorial Coliseum, IPFW trailing UMKC 14-7. Mastodons key victory, Al.
Yeah, shoot from outside. That certainly isn't working right now. We're 1 of 6 from the three-point line and 2 of 12 overall.
Van Hook travels with the basketball. That will help. That's turnover number 7 on the Kangaroos.
This has been a ragged game so far.
Well, let's see. Jordan Zoop will bring the ball up the floor for IPFW. Just a little spin move. Tina Moen's back on the floor. 12-footer. Good. Rebound fought for, and there'll be a jump ball, I do believe.
Would you run out there, Mike, see if there's a lid on that basket?
Possession remains with IPFW with 11:16 to go. They'll throw it in underneath their own basket now. We should mention our officials this afternoon, Andrew Bills, Don Green, and Kelly Dennis. And they're having a little summit meeting. And they're going to reset. They're going to reset the 30-second shot clock. So let's see what happens. Courtney Reed inbound it to Jordan Zoop. Here's Holuska, watched by Morris. Spin move. Zoop on the left wing. Watched by Radke. 13 on the shot clock. Holuska kicks it out. Reed for three. Big three by Courtney Reed.
Maybe that'll open it up.
A badly needed three-point field goal brings the Dons to within 4 at 14-10 with 10:45 to go here in the first half. Sierra Radke says, let's run the offense. Van Hook wanting to drive on Holuska. Kicks it out.
Coming back to Morris.
10 on the shot clock. Radke driving on Reed. 5 on the clock. Ball knocked away momentarily. Morris launching up a desperation three. No good. And the shot clock will go off, and a violation. Good defense by IPFW.
It's a very good defense there. So far, fingers crossed, they're keeping Morris in check.
Kaylee Nance, Alyssa Klein, and Toshelle Rushing back on the floor for the Kangaroos. Again, it's 14-10, UMKC with 10:20 to go here in the first half. And let's see if the Dons can have a successful trip down the floor. Zoop, watched by Radke, and UMKC sticking a man-to-man defense. There's Holuska with 15 on the shot clock. She's going strong and draws the foul.
Well, that's a spark we could use.
Foul is on Alyssa Klein, her second, team second.
We've taken it down the lane on 2 consecutive sequences here and gotten something good out of it both times.
Good drive to the basket by Sarah Holuska. Now we'll see how the freshman can do at the stripe. She's got 2, and I guess we jinxed her because the first one hit the back of the iron and popped out.
I was being quiet.
Sarah averaging just under 1.5 points per contest, but her value is much more on the defensive side of the ball. Second free throw on the way, and that is no good. Rebounded by Kaylee Nance. A couple of opportunities squandered at the line that time by IPFW. Radke to Rushing on the wing. To Nance. Well, UMKC likes to work that ball on the perimeter and to try to find somebody down low. 10 on the shot clock. Morris will launch a 3. Way off the mark. Tina Mullen with the rebound. Back comes IPFW. Zoop wants to push it. Holuska. Back to Zoop. 14-footer. That's no good. Boy, the Dons are ice cold. Mullen keeps it alive for the Dons. Good hustle there by the junior from Oslo, Norway. Fresh 30. It's a big possession with IPFW trailing by 4. Mullen wants to drive. She's going to take it off the glass and misses it. Ball knocked out of bounds. I say last touch, IPFW. Coming in is Tara Cullen, a 5'10" sophomore from West Point, Iowa for UMKC.
Let's see if Chris sticks with the zone here. I believe he's counting on their poor outside shooting. He's been playing a lot of zone.
We're under 9 minutes here in the first half. UMKC on top of IPFW, 14-10. Radke travels with the basketball. That is the, looks like 8th turnover on UMKC. So once again, IPFW has a chance to cut into that 4-point deficit. Jordan Zoop, watched by Radke. Kicks it on the corner. Reed for 3. That's off the iron. Rushing with the rebound, and here come the Roos, as they like to be called. Well, that time Nance missed the shot. Holuska fighting for the rebound. Lewis Carlisle keeps it alive. And back comes IPFW. Zoop. Now slows it up. 8:15 to go in the first half. Haluska for try her luck and knocked down a three.
Well, we've been getting plenty of opportunities. Now maybe some of them are going to start going in.
And Candace White-Whitaker wants to call a 30-second timeout. That'll give us a chance to catch our breath. And we mentioned here are the conference standings, and for roughly 40 hours, IPFW in their maiden voyage into the Summit League on top with a 1-0 record. Of course, everybody else 0-0 except for Southern Utah at the bottom, 0-1. You see there, IPFW 3-3, South Dakota State 5-2, and UMKC 5-3.
Yeah, those are the best overall records. So this theoretically is one of the better teams in the conference, and they have played a solid schedule too.
Yes, they have. UMKC has won their last two contests against St. Louis and Texas State. They've played games on the road at Central Arkansas, Kansas, San Francisco, and South Alabama.
Yeah, wins over Air Force and Colorado State are good wins. It's usually pretty good programs at those two schools.
Rushing, watched by Courtney Reed. Kicks it off. Cullen to Morris, 12 on the shot clock. Rushing a launch at three. No good. Morris with the putback, however. Chesney Morris with their first points of the afternoon, coming with just over 7:40 to go here in the half. It's a 3-point UMKC lead now. Jenna Lewis-Carlisle's back on the floor. She's going to penetrate. Her shot misses the mark. Rebound pulled down by Kaylee Nance. Morris will bring the ball up the floor. Give and go. Rushing will try another three. That's no good. Offensive board by Cullen. IPFW's got to shore up the rebounding. There's Morris driving on Zoop. Turnaround jumper, no good, but they're going to call a foul, I believe, on Jordan Zoop. Which will result in some free throws when we return. 7:01 left in the half. It's UMKC 16, IPFW 13. This is IPFW Women's Basketball on CATV.
Right now.
Totally changed my life. Cameron's too. It's a huge responsibility, leading someone into, who knows, communication or science or math. That's what life's all about, right? Learning so you can pass on knowledge to younger minds. Dad, Mom, I want to be a teacher.
Indiana University, Purdue University, Fort Wayne. One university, two great names.
Life is good, but with a master's degree from IPFW, it could be even better. You could land a promotion, earn more money, become a leader in your field. And IPFW makes it easy, with affordable tuition, night and weekend classes, and more than 20 graduate programs from business to education to public affairs and more. Become the master of your future. Indiana University, Purdue University, Fort Wayne, your graduate university.
Back at the Coliseum, you're going to see a replay here. IPFW, big three-point field goal there by Sarah Haluska. But UMKC coming right back, and that's Tauschel rushing. Misses the shot, but right there, Johnny on the spot is Chesney Morris with the putback. And with 7:01 to go, it's the Kangaroos up by 3, 16-13, and Chesney Morris is going to try to pad that lead with a couple of free throws. Morris, a 78% free throw shooter thus far on the season. And she's a 5'10 sophomore from Piedmont High School in Oakland, California. And her first free throw is good. UMKC now is 3 of 3 at the free throw line. Make it 4 of 4. Morris now with 4 points.
I think we're going to see her taking it to the basket a little bit more.
Zoop gets fouled as she drives to the basket. Perhaps an inadvertent leg stuck out there. But Chesney Morris will pick up the foul, and that's her first, third team foul. IPFW will inbound it underneath their own basket. Jordan Zoop, watched by Morris. John Lewis-Carlisle been held in check thus far. Zoop to Reed, around the horn, Haluska, baseline drive, and she's hammered. Sarah Haluska will go to the line to shoot a couple.
Sarah's providing a little offensive spark for us here. Three-pointer and a couple of drives down to the boards. Good job.
They're calling the foul on Sarah Stewart, who came into the lineup at the last timeout, a 5'10 freshman from Houston. And Haluska knocks down the first free throw. She'll have one more coming. That's good as well. So Sarah now 2 of 4 at the stripe. More importantly, IPFW trailing by just 3, 18-15. Oh, they're going to call a foul on Samantha Edwards. She and Stewart both going for the ball. And for Sam, that's her first, team third. Fresh 30 seconds for UMKC. Morris, so inbounded underneath their own basket. Kicks it out to Stewart. The shot off the rim, no. Haluska with a big rebound, gets it to Jordan Zoop. Here comes IPFW up the floor. Haluska, Edwards. Pull-up shot, Sam is fouled, and she'll shoot a couple.
You know what's happening, Mike? Sarah Haluska has come in and provided a spark that we needed. She's rebounding, taken to the hole, made a three. Nice pass there.
Second straight foul on Sarah Stewart. And Samantha Edwards, who came into this game having been successful 12 out of 13 times at the line. Well, now it's 13 out of 14. She'll get one more. It's in the air, and that's off the back of the rim. No, but Zoop with the offensive board. IPFW now will try to run their offense down by 2, 18-16. 6:06 to go here in the first half. Lob pass into Edwards. She goes to the basket, misses the shot. Rebound, Chasney Morris. Back comes UMKC. Morris kicks it into the corner, back up top to Radke. Thought she might travel, no. Her shot off the glass. Haluska with another rebound. Boy, Sarah Haluska has really played well off the bench. Now has the basketball, gives it to her high school teammate, Jordan Zoop. Reed on the wing, into the corner for Haluska. Bounce pass Lewis Carlisle. Jana shot it up and in.
Clawed her way back to the tie.
Lewis Carlisle now with 4 points. The Dons now tied 18 apiece with UMKC with 5:20 left here in the first half. Morris way up top, gets it to Rushing. Cullen, watched by Zoop, and they're going to call a foul on Jordan Zoop. Wow. That is her second, team fourth. We'll see Tina Moen come back on the floor. She'll replace Courtney Reed. This will be interesting, Al. Jordan Zoop, well, I think she's going to have a seat with 2 fouls. I thought she was going to play for a little bit.
Yeah.
Hannah Tiki's going to come in 4.
Probably move Jana to the point.
5:10 to go. UMKC with the basketball. We're tied 18 apiece here on a Saturday afternoon in Fort Wayne. Tauschel Rushing, driving on Lewis Carlisle. Offensive foul.
And you know who picked it up? Sarah Haluska.
For Rushing, that is her first, team 6th. Sarah Haluska now will sit down. And Courtney Reed is right back in. And you're right, Al. Jenna Lewis Carlisle looks like she's going to be playing the point guard position. She'll bring it up over midcourt. We have 4:52 to go in the first half. We're tied 18 apiece. Coast to coast. Oh, snake bit is Jenna. Shot hit the rim twice and pumps back. Here comes Chasney Morris, and she'll launch a 3-ball and hit. Boy, what a 5-point swing there.
Got to keep your eye on her. She's roaming a little bit too free that time.
Now Morris has scored the last 7 UMKC points. They're up by 3 with 4:25 to go. Tiki gives it to Lewis Carlisle. 18-footer off the rim, no. Fight for the rebound, it's out of bounds to UMKC. It looks like, at least from here, Al, that Jana's shots they're hitting the back of the iron. Is that just a sign of being too strong releasing the ball? Maybe?
Just doesn't have her touch right at the moment. I think she's forced a little bit the last couple, so hopefully she'll settle down.
Sierra Radke will bring the ball up the floor for the Kangaroos of UMKC. We're getting close to the 4-minute mark. And Radke, watched by Lewis Carlisle, gets it to Cullen. 13 on the shot clock. Rushing, down low. Oh, and Nance walked. Turnover UMKC. And we have another timeout on the floor. 3:53 left here in the first half. It is UMKC 21, IPFW 18. And you are watching IPFW Women's Basketball on CATV.
Do you have everything you need? Paper, pencils? We only ask that you do your best. And make you a snack.
Indiana University, Purdue University, Fort Wayne. One university, two great names.
I can no longer make my mortgage payment.
We won't be able to make our mortgage.
I can't pay my mortgage right now.
Life throws everyone lots of curves. Sometimes it's a loss of income or an expensive health emergency. If that happens to you, call the people expecting your payment and let them know. They'll want to work something out. So at the first sign of payment trouble, call. They can help, but only if they know you need help. To learn more, visit homeloanlearningcenter.com. That's homeloanlearningcenter.com.
Back at the Coliseum, you see Jenna Lewis Carlisle driving the lane and knocking a shot in. But now, Buck, the shots that are being taken are mainly missing the basket, although one goes down there for UMKC. 7 of 22 for the Roos and 5 of 23 for the Dons. And Hula and Cullen lock it up, and on the alternate possession, it will go to UMKC.
Julie just doesn't seem to be on her game today. She's turned it over several times. It just looks a little too tight. She does have trouble controlling her emotions a lot of times.
Ball knocked away by Reed, but offensive foul, Chastity Morris. That's her second. Surprising call there, in all honesty.
Referee said she cleared out with her elbow.
3:31 left in the half, and looks like Don Green talking to Candace White-Whitaker, head coach for UMKC.
Coach got away with a little bump there.
Lindsey Fields will come in, and Morris will sit down. And boy, when you take 18 points and put it on the bench, IPFW has to take advantage of it. Yep. Jana misses a three. Moen fighting for the rebound, and I'm going to say she touched it and no foul called. So UMKC will have the basketball with a 3-point lead and 3:19 left in the first half to work with. Fields, watched by Lewis Carlisle. UMKC working the perimeter, passing and looking perhaps for a cutter inside. Sierra Radke. Give and go, 3-point shot, no good by Cullen, and Tina Moen is fouled as she pulls down the rebound.
Good rebound there by Tina.
And they're going to call the foul on Toshelle Rushing, and that's her second. 8th team foul, so with 3 minutes to go, Tina Moen will be at the line for 1 and 1. Tina so far this year is 70% successful at the free throw line. First one is good. And we'll get her the bonus and give her a chance to draw her team to within a single point at 21-20, and she is successful. So it's 21-20 UMKC with under 3 minutes to play here in the first half. Radke handed off to Fields, who gives it to Rushing, who kicks it into the corner. Interesting to see what happens here with Morris on the bench. It's their go-to gal. Well, give and go. 5 on the shot clock. And traveling, I think, is going to be the call. Good Help defense by John Lewis Carlisle.
The Kangaroos are having trouble with this zone defense. They aren't real successful from outside the arc and having trouble getting anything going inside.
Kaylee Nance and Myleka Emerson, a 5'5" sophomore from Oakland, California, on the floor for UMKC. And a turnaround jumper by Tina Moen is good. Tina now with 4 quick points, and IPFW retakes the lead 22-21. 2:14 to go. Nance inside, Recchi, blocked by Huna, but Julie got the hip in there as well. She'll draw the foul.
Didn't need to do that either. The player was clearly outsized, and Julie just got too aggressive.
Well, Sierra Radke, again, she is the new point guard. I mentioned earlier that the starting point guard this season, Heather Wimberly, suffered an ACL injury in game number 6, and she is out, and she may be out for quite a while. Radke makes the first of 2 free throws and makes the second as well. UMKC 6 of 6 at the foul line. Now they are up by 1 as we near the 2-minute mark. Nice feed to Huna. The shot off the glass and in.
Maybe that'll give Julie a little burst of confidence here.
Nice feed from Courtney Reed. It's the Mastodons back on top. 1:48 to go in the half. Fields off the glass, no. Lewis Carlisle with the rebound for the Dons. Jana will bring it up herself. 95 seconds left in the half. Lewis Carlisle spin move off the glass and in. That's vintage Jana Lewis Carlisle.
You can't teach that, Mike.
And a 30-second timeout called immediately by Chris Paul of IPFW. And it's a 3-point lead, 26-23. What a nice spin move by Jana.
Absolutely, that's talent that just she's developed over many years in the playgrounds.
For tickets to IPFW athletic events, the number to call is 260-481-6000, or you can go to the IPFW Athletics website. That's gomastodons.com. Two 260-481-6000, the phone number, or online, gomastodons.com, where you can get tickets to IPFW athletic events. Well, each coach has called their obligatory timeout here in the first half, so they've got 4 to work with in half number 2. 1:27 left in the half, and UMKC now down by 3, 26-23. That's Myleka Emerson with the ball. Gets it to Lindsay Fields into the corner.
Still with the zone.
15 on the shot clock. Bounce pass to Cullen. Fields inside. Nance turnaround jumper. Good. Kaylee Nance now with 6 points. The lead is cut to 1, and we have 54 seconds left to play here in the first half. And a Tiki, high post to Huna, to Moen. We'll see how IPFW runs their offense. Here's Huna backing down. Shot up and in. Julianne Huna now with 4 points, taking advantage of her height advantage. 32 seconds left in the half. Emerson driving on Reed. Cut off. Nance, no good. Oh, fight for the rebound. Huna gets it to Tiki, to Lewis Carlisle. Shot clock off. IPFW can play for the last shot here in half number 1. They're up by 3.
Well, we survived a rough patch early, and now it looks like they can take a lead to the locker rooms.
Lewis Carlisle, watched by Emerson. Shake and bake time for 3. That's off the rim. Tiki fighting for the offensive board. Gets it to Jana. Launching a long 3. Off the rim. Almost knocked it down from about 35 feet.
Nice hustle play by Tiki.
Wow. Well, the players are going to head into the locker room, take a break, get a rest, and get some instructions from their respective head coaches. After 20 minutes of play, it's IPFW on top of UMKC 28-25. You're watching IPFW Women's Basketball on CA-TV.
I guess I'm like most kids. I work hard, I go to class, and I want a degree that's going to mean something. I had offers from other universities, but I wanted the best out of my college choice. I wanted a great education and the campus life to go with it. Student housing, Division I sports, I found it all right here at IPFW. Hey, this is my university, my life, so it's gotta feel right. I'm really glad I chose IPFW. I love it here. Go to their website.
Indiana University, Purdue University, Fort Wayne. One university, two great names.
You might be surprised to know the biggest dangers your pet faces are everyday dangers, like drinking from puddles, being boarded, squirrels in the park, and fleas and ticks. Being a pet is risky business. That's why it's important for every pet to receive a risk assessment and wellness exam twice a year. A risk assessment from your veterinary professionals helps create a unique risk profile for your dog or cat. Your veterinarian can then develop a disease protection plan that's right for your pet and the disease threats in your area. Best of all, twice-a-year exams help your veterinarian detect, treat, or prevent health problems before they become serious. So reduce the risks. Contact your veterinarian today for your pet's wellness exam, because being a pet is risky business. A message from the American Veterinary Medical Association and your local veterinarians. What can dinosaur tracks teach us about those long extinct creatures? On this month's edition of IPFW Up Close, we'll discuss Professor Jim Farlow's recent trip to Spain to track those tracks. Do teachers teach differently from one country to another? Professor Jeff Nowak was in Macedonia this summer teaching teachers to teach. We'll talk to him about that experience and about the new NISTEM program. And we'll talk with the campus coordinator of the United Way Fund Drive to find out more about where your contributions are going. Join me, Susan Alderman, for IPFW Up Close, Sundays at noon.
Pizza! Pizza! I must eat. Wait, what is this? Capsicum annum? Agaricus bisporus? Allium cepa?
Can we eat this?
Peppers, mushrooms, and onions. Eat your pizza, man.
Funny.
Indiana University, Purdue University, Fort Wayne. One university, two great names.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Allen County War Memorial Coliseum, along with former IPFW Women's Assistant Basketball Coach Alan Buck. I'm Mike Mize. It's halftime of our first half of our doubleheader here this afternoon, and at the break, IPFW, in a somewhat, and I'll say sloppily played first half, leads the Kangaroos of UMKC by a score of 28-25. This game went back and forth early on, and then UMKC seemed to take a lead, and it seemed like they held the lead for about 10-12 minutes, but late in the half, the Dons made a rally, and in spite of not shooting very well, they have the lead at the break. As we see some highlights here, UMKC in blue, and that's Alyssa Klein, their 6'3" center, and she scored the first 5 points of their game for UMKC. Here's Jonna Lewis Carlisle, the leading scorer in the Summit League, driving to the basket and knocking it down. Jonna not only leads the Summit League in scoring, but she is 13th in the country. There's Alyssa Klein, and she gets the friendly bounce there. Drops down for a three-point field goal. Kaylee Nance also gets a little friendly bounce there on the shot. Courtney Reed, sophomore out of Fort Laramie, Ohio, knocked down a big three. Got the Dons back into it. They were trailing by 7 at that point. She brought them to within 4. And here's Sarah Haluska, freshman out of Aliquippa, PA, with a three-point field goal. But Tall Shell Rushing misses. Here's a nice putback by Chasney Morris, the Summit League Player of the Week, who's averaging 18 points a contest. Lewis Carlisle again driving to the basket, as she has done so often in her last 4 years. Morris with a three-point field goal. Back comes IPFW. Nice bounce pass inside for Tina Moen. Her turnaround jumper is good. And again, you see Courtney Reed with the basketball. Gets it to Julianne Huna, and the senior out of Germany takes it strong to the hole. Spin move by Jonna Lewis Carlisle. And right back are the Roos. Inside, Kaylee Nance, turnaround jumper over Julianne Huna's outstretched arms. Julianne again now backing down Nance, taking advantage of her size. At 6'3", that's a good size to have, and those are some of the highlights from the first half of play. Al Buck, your impressions of the first 20 minutes?
I think it was a very ragged half. Both teams just didn't seem to be quite on their game. But IPFW hung in there, and Sarah Haleska came in and sparked them late in the second half to kind of get them out of their doldrums, and they managed to get out with a 3-point halftime lead. And I look for them to play a lot better in the second half.
Well, hopefully they will do that, and they will have the ball to start the second 20 minutes of action. We'll take a break. When we come back, we'll give you some first half numbers. Again, at the intermission, it's IPFW on top of UMKC 28-25. Back to the Memorial Coliseum in a moment, right here on CA-TV.
The class size is small. I've gone away to a college with a beautiful campus.
I've gone away to a college that cares about diversity.
I've gone away to a college where I get to live in my own apartment instead of living in a dorm room.
I've gone away to a college that really isn't that far away at all.
I go to IPFW.
IPFW.
I go to IPFW.
To find out more about college life at IPFW, go to our website. Indiana University, Purdue University, Fort Wayne. One university, two great names.
Triglycerides or trigs have to do to get noticed. Heart disease and stroke? Really? We should pay her more attention. Normal triglycerides are below 150. High triglycerides increase your risk of heart disease. And if you're a woman, that risk goes up even more. After standing in the shadows of good and bad cholesterol, triglyceride, also known as the forgotten fat, is ready to share the spotlight and the attention. Next time you have your cholesterol or blood fats tested, ask your doctor about the role triglycerides play in your heart health. Remember to ask your doctor about the good, the bad, and the forgotten fat. For more information on all of your blood fats, the good, the bad, and the forgotten, go to ForgottenFat.com. And remember, normal triglycerides are under 150.
This message brought to you by Sister to Sister, working together for healthy hearts.
What can dinosaur tracks teach us about those long extinct creatures? On this month's edition of IPFW Up Close, we'll discuss Professor Jim Farlow's recent trip to Spain to track those tracks. Do teachers teach differently from one country to another? Professor Jeff Nowak was in Macedonia this summer teaching teachers to teach. We'll talk to him about that experience and about the new NISTEM program. And we'll talk with the campus coordinator of the United Way Fund Drive to find out more about where your contributions are going. Join me, Susan Alderman, for IPFW Up Close, Sundays at noon.
Are you in there?
What's up? The show's at 7. Whoa.
Indiana University, Purdue University, Fort Wayne. One university, two great names.
Back once again, everybody, to the Memorial Coliseum here in Fort Wayne, Indiana. Along with Alan Buck, I'm Mike Maz, and it's halftime of our women's matchup, the letter game, shall we say, between IPFW and UMKC, and it's the Mastodons on top, 28-25. And there you see members of the IPFW band hard at work. We'll take a look at some of the first half numbers now, and as you mentioned in a breakout, neither team played that well. A lot of mistakes, a lot of missed shots, a lot of turnovers, but IPFW survived what you call that cold stretch, and we'll see if they can parlay this 3-point lead into something bigger in the second 20 minutes of play.
I look for them to shoot the ball a lot better from outside the arc in the second.
There's our numbers. IPFW in the first half, 9 of 30 from the floor for 30%, 3 of 12 from three-point range for 25%, and 7 of 10 at the foul line for 70%. They have 7 assists, 19 rebounds, and 3 steals. UMKC, 8 of 26 for just under 31% from the floor. They're also 3 of 12 from long distance for 25%, but they are perfect at the foul line, 6 out of 6. The Roos have 5 assists. They have out-rebounded the Dons, 22-19, as you see there, and they have been credited with 1 steal. on the individual side of things, nobody in double figures as of yet for either team. UMKC has a couple of players with 7 points, those players being Alyssa Klein and Chasney Morris. Kaylee Nance has 6, and for IPFW, John Lewis Carlisle was 6. Sarah Haluska off the bench with 5, Julianne Huna off the bench with 4. Something you noted, the turnover department, IPFW forced 12 UMKC turnovers in the first half, and on the opposite side, the Dons turned it over just 7 times. So what do you expect to see here in the next 20 minutes?
I expect to see IPFW shoot the ball better. I expect to see Morris for the opponents taking the ball to the basket a bit more often. She was really not a significant factor in the first half.
Well, again, this is Summit League action, the second ever Summit League game for IPFW on Thursday night here at the Coliseum. They defeated Southern Utah 81-70. John Lewis Carlisle had 24 points and 8 assists to lead the way. And it's kind of funny, we looked at those numbers now in the first half Thursday night. IPFW was 9 of 12 from behind the arc, and today they're 3 of 12. They hit 11 of 12 free throws in the second half Thursday night, and we hope that they'll be as hot in half number 2 today. And we also said that this is the front half of a doubleheader, because at 4 o'clock, the men's basketball teams from these 2 universities will take to the floor. And Dane Fife's squad coming off a nice 74-66 win over Southern Utah on Thursday night. And the UMKC played in suburban Detroit against Oakland University. And a game that went overtime. It was the Golden Grizzlies that came out on top 114-105. But UMKC has some sharpshooters themselves, and it ought to be an exciting men's contest as well. Well, again, we'll take a break, get ready for the second half of action. Again, at the intermission, it's IPFW on top of UMKC 28-25, and we're back with more IPFW women's basketball in just a couple of moments right here on CA TV.
That boat was all right. You know, if she continues to spill product at a rate of 3 per hour, unit cost, say 60 cents. Factor in breakage, downtime, lost sales, you're looking at $2,400 a month. Indiana University, Purdue University, Fort Wayne. One university, 2 great names.
What's it like when you hear your calling? Will you remember where you were? Will you ignore it? Or will you listen? What if it calls you to go halfway around the world? To share your skills? To serve people you've never met? To do things you never thought you could? What will you do when you hear your calling? Peace Corps. Life is calling. How far will you go?
Welcome back once again, everybody, to this Saturday afternoon edition of IPFW Women's Basketball here on CATV. Along with Alan Buck, I'm Mike Moss. Second half about to begin. IPFW will have the basketball to start the second half. We know that the Kangaroos of UMKC will come out with their original starters. That's Kaylee Nance, Sierra Radke, Alyssa Klein, Toshal Rushing, and Chasney Morris. IPFW likewise with their original, well, I take that back. That's 4 of their 5 starters. John Lewis Carlisle, Jordan Zoop, Samantha Edwards, Tina Moen, but Julianne Huna is getting the start in the second half. So here we go. Tina Moen inbounds the ball to Jordan Zoop, and let's see what happens. Pass inside for Huna. Double team, kicks it out to Moen, and Tina will launch a jumper and hit it. It's a long 2.
It's not quite the way we designed it, but we'll take it.
Tina Moen now with a half a dozen. The lead for IPFW is 5. Radke to Rushing into the corner to Nance. Bounce pass intended for Klein, nearly knocked away. That one is knocked away and picked up by Zoop. So UMKC turns the ball over their first time down the floor here in the second half. Let's see if the Dons can make them pay, shall we say. Zoop watched by Radke. Jordan wants to do a little moving. Pull-up jumper by Lewis Carlisle. In, out, and in again. Jenna Lewis Carlisle.
She's having to work for the points today.
It's a nice 4-0 run to start the second half for IPFW. They now have increased their lead to 7 at 32-25. Give and go. Rushing left hands it off the glass and in. She now has 5 points. Back comes IPFW. Tina Moen to Lewis Carlisle. Jana, again a pull-up jumper short. Huna with the offensive putback. Give and go to Edwards. Sam will bank it off the glass. Strong, too strong. And Nance comes down with a rebound. Oh, the Dons had 2 cracks at it and couldn't convert. Chasney Morris playing with 2 fouls. In fact, UMKC has 4 players with 2 fouls apiece. Rushing to Radke, skip pass to Morris. She's going to baseline drive and she'll draw the foul before the shot. Tina Moen will collect the foul. That is her first, team first here in the second half. So a fresh 30 for UMKC. Sierra Radke inbounded underneath their own basket. Gets it to Morris. Radke to Rushing. Pass stolen by Jordan Zoop.
Jordan was open, so she threw it to her.
Jordan still with the basketball. Give and go to Huna. Julianne is blocked by Klein. Oh, a late foul called on Alyssa Klein. And that is her first in the second half.
She set out quite a bit in the first half, and she's going to have to sit some now.
She set out the last 10:04 to be precise. And belatedly, Julianne Huna is going to shoot a pair of free throws, and the first one is good.
I really think that was a foul. I just think he got his whistle blowing late.
Now Alyssa Klein will have a seat on the bench. Second free throw coming for Julianne Huna, and that's good.
That's a critical play.
34-27. And into the game, by the way, is Marta Wallen for UMKC. And now we got a hand check foul called on IPFW. That's on Zoop, and that's Jordan's third. That'll bring Courtney Reed off the bench. 17:37 left here in the second half. It's IPFW 34-27 over UMKC. Radke inside for Nance, wants to drive on Edwards, turnaround shot short, rebound Edwards to Moen.
Julie did a nice job there blocking out.
Tina Moen gets it to Courtney Reed, who will play the point. Now here's Jenna Lewis Carlisle. Edwards high post inside for Huna. Julianne.
She's been there too long.
Gonna call it 3 seconds. Well, that is turnover number 8 on the Mastodons. So here come the Kangaroos trying to cut into a 7-point deficit as we hit a 17-minute mark. Rushing, watched by Lewis Carlisle. Size advantage UMKC. Skip pass to Radke. Morris will launch a long one. Off the rim, no, Moen knocks it off and out of bounds. Tina battling Cullen, Tara Cullen for the board. shot clock is still running. Now they got to get it reset, and they'll probably reset it to the full 30. 16:51 and a half. Radke. Has it taken away by Huna. Good defense. Now all 5 IPFW players kept a good eye on their opponent.
UMKC's had 3 turnovers here just in the first few minutes.
Edwards off the glass and in. Nice feed from Lewis Carlisle. First field goal for Samantha Edwards.
I told you we'd start shooting better, but I didn't realize it was going to be layups.
They're the best shots to have.
Yes.
Chasney Morris to Sierra Radke. Back to Morris. 13 in the shot clock.
I have a little trouble getting organized.
8 on the shot clock. Morris from the corner. 3-pointer is good.
Beautiful streak.
Well, Chasney Morris now in double figures with 10 points, 2 trays, a deuce, and 2 free throws. More importantly, she brings the Kangaroos to within 6 at 36-30. John Lewis Carlisle watched by Rushing. Inside pass for Edwards picked off by Morris. That was a telegraph pass that time.
Yes, it was.
It's UMKC taking it strong. Morris just a 3-pointer, no good, but she gets her own rebound, misses the bunny. Ball knocked out of bounds, and it'll stay with UMKC when we return. 15:36 left here in the second half. It's IPFW 36, UMKC 30, and you're watching IPFW Women's Basketball on CATV.
Mom, Dad, you know we love kids, and I've made a decision that will totally change my life. Cameron's too. It's a huge responsibility, leading someone into, who knows, communication or science or math. That's what life's all about, right? Learning so you can pass on knowledge to younger minds. Dad, Mom, I want to be a teacher.
Indiana University, Purdue University, Fort Wayne. One university, 2 great names.
Life is good, but with a master's degree from IPFW, it could be even better. You could land a promotion, earn more money, become a leader in your field. And IPFW makes it easy. With affordable tuition, night and weekend classes, and more than 20 graduate programs from business to education to public affairs and more. Become the master of your future. Indiana University, Purdue University, Fort Wayne, your graduate university.
Back at the Memorial Coliseum, you see a good bounce pass from John Lewis Carlisle into Samantha Edwards, and the redshirt sophomore from Okemos, Michigan puts it in. Not to be outdone, here's a 3-point shot by Chasney Morris for the Kangaroos. And it's a 36-30 Mastodon lead with 15:36 to go. UMKC with the basketball. Sierra Radke wants to drive on Courtney Reed. Left hands it up and in.
That was a prayer.
First field goal for Sierra Radke. She now has 4 points, and the lead is cut to 4. 36-32. Here's Tina Moen. Cut off by Kaylee Nance. Back to Jonna Lewis Carlisle. Jonna outside to Reed. Back to Jonna. 10 on the shot clock. Jonna driving. Takes it strong and knocks it home. Lewis Carlisle now with 10 points. The lead back up to 6 at 38-32. Let's see how the Kangaroos respond. There's Morris. Being watched now by Sarah Haluska, who came in at the last break. Inside to Tara Cullen, driving on Tina Moen. Shot short. Moen, nice block out with the rebound. Here come the Dons. Jonna again taking it strong, missing it. Morris with the rebound for UMKC. Numbers for the Roos. Nance may have walked with the basketball. Does not make head coach Candace White-Whitaker very happy. That's turnover number 16. And you mentioned, Al, that on the average they turn it over about 20 times a contest.
And their point guard there, Radke, did not perform like a point guard. She put her player in a bad spot.
Crystal Van Hook now on the floor, along with Lindsay Fields for UMKC. Samantha Edwards. Don's running a weave. Pull-up jumper by Lewis Carlisle is good.
Starting to feel it a little bit.
Jonna has 12.
Biggest lead.
8 points, 40-32. Morris, watched by Haluska. Gets to Van Hook. Cross corner pass, knocked out of bounds. John Lewis Carlisle tipped it. Lindsey Fields tipped it again. And it's turnover number 17. And IPFW will get the ball back with 13:56 to go. Hanatiki's in. Sophomore out of Kokomo, and she'll inbound it. Oh, instead UMKC calls a timeout. And that'll turn into a full timeout, so let's take a break. 40-32 Mastodons over the Roos. This is IPFW Women's Basketball on CATV.
Do you have everything you need? Paper, pencils? We only ask that you do your best. And make you a snack.
Indiana University, Purdue University, Fort Wayne. One university, two great names.
Salam.
Jam.
Salam.
Ewa. Rida. Apa ya Pak? Pak. Mir.
Shanti.
Niat Changyokdi.
We all want the same thing. Peace. And Rotary clubs
Sola.
are making it happen.
Lucky.
Through international scholarships for young people to promote peace and understanding around the world. Rotary. Humanity in motion.
Back at the Coliseum, you see a replay. Good strong drive by Sierra Radke of UMKC. And the Dons return the favor. Pull-up jumper by John Lewis Carlisle. They lead. We're back to the live action. Here is Hanatiki, and we have a foul as John Lewis Carlisle hits the deck. I think Lindsey Fields will be charged with her first foul. That's the second team foul here in the second half. Courtney Reed will kick it back to John Lewis Carlisle, fresh 30. Edwards wants to drive baseline, pull-up shot, too strong. And I think a foul's going to be on Samantha Edwards. That is her second, team third. Alyssa Klein back on the floor for UMKC along Fields, Morris, Van Hook. Radke will bring it up over midcourt. Radke to Morris, and she'll launch a three. No good. Fight for the loose ball. Van Hook gets it to Klein, banks it up and in. Alyssa Klein now with 9 points.
Rebounding.
40-34. IPFW lead is 6. Haluska hands it off to Lewis Carlisle. Jana fakes a three. Does some spinning, shaking, baking, and hitting. And we got a foul. They go away from the ball.
That's on Morris.
That's on Morris. That's 3. The shot, I think, is good. Count the bucket by John Lewis Carlisle. And Chadley Morris has just picked up her 3rd foul. That is a big one with 12:54 to go.
Critical spot in the game right here. We're going to push the lead out.
Tara Cohen in for Chasney Morris. You see her having a seat on the bench. IPFW with a big possession. Huna back on the floor. Turnaround shot is good. Juliet Huna now with 8 points for them here in the second half. All of a sudden, the lead is ballooned to 10, 44-34. Fields, top of the key. Pass nearly stolen by John Lewis Carlisle. Hope she's okay. She came right into us.
Job, Jonah.
I haven't had a monitor in my chest in a while.
Well.
12:34 left, substitutions. Now Jonna's going to have a seat on the bench. Tina Moen in for Lewis Carlisle.
I think it's just normal rest. I think Donna's fine.
Yeah. And Jordan Zoop is in for Hanatiki. UMKC with a basketball down by 10. Radke. Shot clock winding down. Radke. Oh, she almost palmed the ball. Left-handed shot, no good. Hit the backboard. Play continues. IPFW gets the rebound. Would have been a shot clock violation otherwise. Haluska to Zoop. Perimeter passing by IPFW. Sarah Haluska has it stolen by Tara Cullen. Gives it to Sierra Radke. Van Hook. Inside feed ball almost knocked away, and we have a jump ball. Haluska.
Sarah Cullen at the bottom of the pile again.
Alternate possession, the ball will remain with UMKC, but that's after we come back from the break. 11:48 left here in the second half at the Coliseum. It's the Mastodons of IPFW 44, the Kangaroos of UMKC 34, and this is IPFW Women's Basketball on CATV.
Living with diabetes is the pits. When I wake up, the first thing I have to do is check my blood sugar. I just want to feel like all the other kids without pricking my fingers or injecting myself with insulin.
Diabetes is rough on my whole family.
When I was diagnosed, my mom couldn't stop crying. But imagine a cure.
Right now, as many as 3 million children and adults are living with type 1 diabetes. They will never outgrow it. Some will face complications like kidney failure, blindness, and heart disease. That's why the science the Juvenile Diabetes Research Foundation is supporting is so critical. Imagine a cure.
See a good look at the spin move of Jonna Lewis Carlisle of IPFW, and then she launches the long jump shot and hits it. Jonna now with 14 points in the game. Little give and go, and here's Julianne Huna, the senior from Germany, who knocks it in. 11:48 left. UMKC down by 10 with the basketball. Chastity Morris has checked back in, playing with 3 fouls. Very good observation, Al Buck. Inside for Klein, also playing with 3 fouls. It's off her fingertips out of bounds, and that's the 18th turnover on the Kangaroos. So here comes IPFW. Jordan Zoop, the freshman out of Aliquippa, PA, with the ball. Watched by Morse. Let's see if the Dons can exploit it. Pass knocked away by Morse. Huna picks it up. Zoop with a wide open 3 and hits it.
It was a great play by Julie there. Saved Jordan's bacon on that bad pass.
Zoop with a pair of trays on the afternoon for 6 points. The lead up to 13 is a steal. And right now IPFW has the momentum. They are on a 19-9 run to start this second half. 19 turnovers for UMKC at this point. Zoop, watched by Morse, kicks it out to Moen. Pull-up jumper by Tina's off the rim. Ball's last touch by Huna. But what I'd like to see there that time out, where there were 3 white jerseys fighting for that rebound. 10 turnovers now on the Mastodons, as Pauschel Rushing is back on the floor for UMKC. Chastity Morris, Nance on the floor as well. Long 3-point shot off the rim, no good. That was by Cullen, rebounded by IPFW. Zoop, cross corner to Tiki. Hannah from 12, no. And Tina Moen's going to be called for an over-the-back foul. That is her second, team 4th. We have 10:29 left here at the Coliseum. It's IPFW on top of UMKC 47-34. Kangaroos with the basketball. Lob pass to Alyssa Klein. Double team. Ball knocked out of bounds. They say last touch by Sarah Haluska. Well, the rosters say that Klein and Huna are each 6'3", but it sure looks like Klein's taller than Julianne. I would say so. Nearly a travel by Nance. Her shot wide of the mark, but Rushing with the offensive putback. That's no good. Ball knocked out of bounds. This time they'll say it's last touch by Kaylee Nance of the Kangaroos.
There's a theme that's continued throughout this game when Sarah's been in the lineup. Haluska's got her nose in the mix all the time. It's really excellent.
Comes Jordan Zoop up the floor. IPFW in the home whites this afternoon. Moen around the horn to Huna, looking for the cutter. Instead gets it to Haluska. Sarah just inside the arc, knocks it down, and she's fouled. And they're going to call it a three. A three-point field goal by Haluska, her second of the day.
I think we better check her pregame meal and make sure she has it next time.
Let's see who that foul was on. They're going to call it on Christo Van Hook, her first, team fourth. Well, the rarity, a chance for a 4-point play for Sarah Haluska. And she, along with Jordan Zoop, high school teammates at Hopewell High School in Aliquippa, PA, winning back-to-back state championships. The free throw is no good. Alyssa Klein with the rebound. Sarah says, hey, I want a piece of that ball.
Yes.
She's not afraid, in spite of giving up some size and height. 9:45 to go. Van Hook with a left-handed shot off the back of the iron. Haluska with the rebound. Gives it to Jordan Zoop. Here come the Dons. Trying to stretch a 50-34 lead as they attempt to win their second straight conference game in a row and stay in first place all alone for at least the next week. Inside to Huna. Julianne off the glass, a little strong, and Moen's going to get hit with another, I think, foul. Or is it just knocked out of bounds? So IPFW got a break there. Coming in for UMKC is Sarah Stewart, replacing Christo Van Hook. Stewart, a 5'10 freshman out of Houston, Texas. Sierra Radke will bring the ball up the hole. Nearly a palm, gets it to Stewart. Her three hits the rim. Moen with the rebound for the Dons. 9 minutes to play here at the Coliseum. IPFW looking to put the knockout punch into effect. Up by 16, again into the low post. Huna, they work it around, and Haluska will try her luck again. That's no good, but Henatiki will get the offensive rebound. A lot of hustle by IPFW on here in the second half.
They're playing a much better half.
Haluska to Huna. Watched by Klein. 15 on the shot clock. Tiki nearly has her pocket pick. Ball loose, and it does hit the line. Hannah dove for it, tried to get it to Jordan Zoop. A couple of substitutions. Samantha Edwards and Jenna Lewis Carlisle back in for IPFW. Haluska and Huna sit down. And Courtney Reed comes onto the floor, and she'll replace Henatiki. 8:27 left. It's IPFW 50, UMKC 34. Sierra Radke will dribble the ball up. Stewart to Radke. Into the corner to Rushing. Trying to find Klein inside. Instead, Stewart takes a three, hits the back of the rim. Edwards gets the rebound and has it pickpocketed by Morris, who knocks it off Sam's knee. There's a case, I think, where Sam just wasn't quite, she didn't think Chesney was going to get to her.
A little too nonchalant. UMKC has got to get their offense running here. They're really looking disorganized.
Stewart driving the lane on Edwards and knocks it home. Sarah Stewart's first points of the game. Makes it 50-36. We're under 8 minutes. Zoop wanting to drive on Radke. Cut off. Top of the key to Lewis Carlisle. Jana will launch a three. That's off the rim. Reed tried to fight for the ball, and Moen gets the offensive putback, and timeout, 30-second timeout called by Chris Paul.
He didn't like that shot.
Yeah, that's a good play. There's a case out where the coach is able to call the timeout from the bench as opposed to the old style, the old days of the player only on the floor.
Yeah, and he had a referee right in front of him too, so it was convenient.
Now, that's the second timeout utilized by Chris Paul. He has 3 left, and 3 timeouts also left for UMKC.
I'm sure he's telling Jana that we need to work for a little bit better shot than that one she took just there.
Well, again, 7:41 to go. I want to remind you to learn more about Mastodon Sports by tuning into Mastodon Spotlight each Wednesday and Friday here on College Access Television. We review recent sports activities, look at game footage, and visit with coaches and players as well. Again, that's Mastodon Spotlight Wednesdays and Fridays right here on CATV. Now out of the timeout, Jordan Zoop gets it to Tina Moen. Tina. They work it around. Back to Zoop. To Edwards. 13 on the shot clock. Lob pass into Edwards. Back and forth two-man game. Now John Lewis Carlisle will penetrate. Kick it out. Edwards with 5 on the shot clock travels. And that'll bring us to a media timeout. 7:18 left here at the Memorial Coliseum. It's IPFW on top of UMKC, 50-36. And we're back in a moment with more IPFW women's basketball here on CATV.
Pizza! I must eat. Wait, what is this? Capsicum annum? Agaricus bisporus? Allium cepa?
Can we eat this?
Peppers, mushrooms, and onions. Eat your pizza, man.
Funny.
Indiana University, Purdue University, Fort Wayne. One university, two great names.
Tell me what's bothering you.
As a hot dog, I know I'm responsible for some bad things. Now they say my cholesterol is a risk factor for stroke.
And how does that make you feel?
Like a big weedy.
High cholesterol is an important risk factor for strokes. Eating right and exercising can help. But National Stroke Association wants you to know that even the healthiest people are at risk. So ask your doctor about medicines that can lower cholesterol, like statins. It's even more important if you've already had a stroke. Visit stroke.org today.
Back here at the Allen County War Memorial Coliseum, 7 minutes and 18 seconds left here in the second half, and the home team, the Mastodons of IPFW, lead the Kangaroos of UMKC 50-36. UMKC will have the basketball. They're going from left to right on your TV screen in the road blue uniforms today. Here is Stewart trying to drive, and she travels. And there is turnover number 20, Al Buck, on UMKC today.
Yeah, Stewart's a one-dimensional player. She's just looking to take a shot somewhere. And I don't think that we're going to let that happen.
Well, here is Jordan Zoop, freshman point guard out of Pennsylvania, watched by Sierra Radke. Inside to Edwards, wants to drive on Klein. Shot is no good. Sam fighting for the loose ball, and it'll be a jump ball, and IPFW should retain possession. There's 15 seconds left on the 30-second shot clock.
Yeah, they're taking Stewart out. They didn't like what they saw there.
Tara Cohen is in for Sarah Stewart. Moen looking for a teammate in white. Gets John Lewis Carlisle, and she gives it to Zoop. Jordan back to Jana. They kick it out. Edwards from the wing, off the rim. Moen with an offensive putback. Lewis Carlisle will try a three. That's no good. And it's off of Courtney Reed's leg. I tell you, Al, what really impressed me in the second half, IPFW is hitting the glass.
Yeah, we're getting a lot of the key offensive rebounds that come out of ways. We're still having a little struggle down inside.
Yeah, they've still been out-rebounded 35-32, but it's a lot closer than some other games this year.
Yeah.
Klein in the block and has her pass stolen by Reed. Here's Lewis Carlisle with the basketball. Let's see if Chris Paul says, let's take some air out of the basketball and run that shot clock down. We're down to 6:15 in the contest. Zoop will kick it out. Edwards to John Lewis Carlisle. 10 on the shot clock. Now we'll see the offense being run. Zoop has her pass taken away by Rushing. Rushing is going to go coast to coast and then kick it back out to Morris for three. That's no good. Moen with a nice block out over Alyssa Klein with the rebound.
Tina's played a nice solid game today, got on the boards, which we really desperately need.
She has a team high 8 rebounds so far. 5:40 to go. Don's up 50-36. Reed pass for Moen. 10 on the shot clock. Tina likes that pull-up jumper, and she hits it.
We needed a bucket.
8 points for the junior from Oslo, Norway. The lead now 16 again, 52-36. Now, Wusso underneath. They're going to call Samantha Edwards for being on the hip of Alyssa Klein. Yeah. And for Sam, that's personal foul number 3, team foul number 5. Passes in to Rushing. And Reed almost stole the ball. Klein picks it up, and look what I found. Alyssa Klein now in double figures with 11 points. 52-38 with 5 minutes to play. And Rushing knocks the ball out of bounds, trying to steal the pass intended for Jonna Lewis Carlisle. Julianne Huna rushes to the scorer's table, and she will check in, and I think she's going to check in for who? For
Zoop.
Jordan Zoop. That's interesting.
Chris was not happy with that pass.
And he's going to talk with Jordan on the bench. 4:50 to go. Edwards to Huna. Huna to Lewis Carlisle. Jonah's going to drive on Morris and knock it home.
Took the contact, played off of it, laid it in smoothly. Beautiful.
Jonna Lewis Carlisle now 16 points, 10 of them coming here in the second half. Morris nearly loses it, but Rushing gets it. She'll throw one up from 14 feet. In and out, no. Edwards out dueling Cullen for the rebound. Now here is Reed, will bring it up over midcourt. 4:18 left, 54-38 IPFW. Jonna Lewis Carlisle on the right side to Huna. 10 on the shot clock, I should say. Baseline drive by Jonna for Huna. The shot is in.
That's the best play of the game, Mike.
10 points for the senior from Germany. And we have a timeout called, 30-second timeout with 4 minutes left to be played. 56-38 is our score. We talked off air at the halftime, Al. Bench scoring in the first half favored IPFW 12-0.
We've got good distribution today. A lot of players getting in the mix. And
the latest Mastodon scores and stats are available on the World Wide Web by going to GoMastodons.com. There you can check up on the teams, players, and you can order tickets as well. Again, it's the official Mastodon Athletics website, GoMastodons.com. And here is a replay. Jonna Lewis Carlisle with that baseline drive and dishes off to Huna, and Julie puts it in.
Excellent. That was a first-class play.
Klein.
Good job by Julie there.
Tried to knock it down. It's knocked out of bounds, and we have a timeout on the floor. 3:53 left. It's IPFW on top of UMKC, 56-38. And this is IPFW Women's Basketball on CATV.
I guess I'm like most kids. I work hard, I go to class, and I want a degree that's going to mean something. I had offers from other universities, but I wanted the best out of my college choice. I wanted a great education and the campus life to go with it. Student housing, Division I sports, I found it all right here at IPFW. Hey, this is my university, my life, so it's got to feel right. I'm really glad I chose IPFW. I love it here. Go to their website.
Indiana University, Purdue University, Fort Wayne, one university, two great names.
What can dinosaur tracks teach us about those long extinct creatures? On this month's edition of IPFW Up Close, we'll discuss Professor Jim Farlow's recent trip to Spain to track those tracks. Do teachers teach differently from one country to another? Professor Jeff Nowak was in Macedonia this summer teaching teachers to teach. We'll talk to him about that experience and about the new NISTEM program. And we'll talk with the campus coordinator of the United Way Fund Drive to find out more about where your contributions are going. Join me, Susan Alderman, for IPFW Up Close, Sundays at noon.
A look at the IPFW cheerleaders, and geez, who is that guy? Don One. Welcome back, everybody, to IPFW Women's Basketball. Along with Alan Buck, I'm Mike Maz. 3:53 left here in the second half, and IPFW enjoys a 56-38 lead over UMKC. These two teams will meet once again in the regular season finale in Kansas City on March the 3rd. That's a long ways off. Chesney Morris has the ball knocked away. First by Haluska, picked up by Lewis Carlisle. 3:40 to go.
Gonna take some time here.
Time to perhaps put the pedal to the metal, as they say. Lewis Carlisle watched by Crystal Van Hook. Haluska, high post to Huna. Huna to Jonna. Jonna wants to drive. In the lane, gives it to Huna. Ball Kick back out to Reed, and Courtney will launch a three. That's short. Picked up by Rushing, and Toshel will take it coast to coast and bank it up and in. 7 points now for Toshel Rushing. It's 56-40 as we near the 3-minute mark.
They wanted to get into full court pressure, but they couldn't get set up quick enough.
Courtney Reed, the sophomore out of Fort Laramie, Ohio, with the basketball. Watched by Rushing, gets it to Moen, around the horn to Huna. Inside for Reed, Courtney will kick it back out to Haluska. 7 on the shot clock. Haluska, 4 on the shot clock. Sarah to Moen, Tina's jumper, misses the mark, doesn't hit the rim, so a shot clock violation. That is the 15th turnover on IPFW this afternoon.
Good news is we ran 30 seconds off the clock.
Yeah, the clock now down to just 2:38. Jordan Zoop back in for Sarah Haluska for IPFW. Sierra Radke with the ball for UMKC. To Morris, inside to Klein, over. Huna shot no good, and Julianne fights. Van Hook took it away from her. Gets it back out to Radke. That's something to work on in practice. Here is Rushing on the wing, down low to Klein. Again, over the outstretched arms of Huna, knocks it down and draws the foul. Alyssa Klein now with 6 points in the second half, 13 in the game.
That was all a result of previous shot. Julie brought the ball down after rebounding and got it down where the guards could get at it and broke it loose.
2 fouls now on Julianne Huna. Alyssa Klein at the line for 1. She is a 57% free throw shooter. Ball is in the air and it's in and out, no good. Huna tips it to Zoop. Jordan is triple teamed. Kicks it out to Huna, who loses it. Scrap on the floor, players all over the place. Whistle blows, and I'm going to guess it'll be a jump ball. And alternate possession will go to UMKC with 2:03 left. Lindsay Fields out. Sierra Radke in. Chasney Morris will inbound the basketball. And 56-42 is the score. Klein kicks it out. Morris will launch a three and hit. Morris has 4 field goals, and 3 of them are the three-point variety. UMKC applying full court pressure. Zoop will get it over midcourt. Now she's double teamed. Jump ball called, but IPFW has the possession arrow.
She picked it up in exactly the wrong spot.
1:42 left. Our 3 officials are conferring. Again, our officials, Andrew Bills, Don Green, and Kelly Dennis. Kelly is the female of the group, by the way.
Not sure what the discussion's about.
Possession arrow pointing towards IPFW. It's the Chris Paul looking on. Fields is at the scorer's table wanting to check in, and she'll check in for Sierra Radke, I believe. Well, Kelly Dennis is saying something at the scorer's table. Hannah Tiki, John Lewis Carlisle checking back in.
I think the arrow may have been incorrect.
Huna and Moen sit down. Now you got 5 guards on the floor. Nan Moore, the junior out of Detroit, making her first appearance as well. Tiki has a pass knocked out of bounds by Van Hook. 1:42 left. 56-45. It's not over yet. Tiki bounces it to Lewis Carlisle. Gets it to Zoop. And now it's time to play keep away. Reed to Zoop. That's trying to spread the floor. Here's Lewis Carlisle fouled by Rushing. That is just team foul number 5. Personal foul number 3. 1:28 to go. It'll be a possession for IPFW. Radke in, Fields out for the Dons. Huna and Moen back in for IPFW. And surprisingly, I'm surprised Jenna Lewis Carlisle was out. She's one of the best free throw shooters on the team.
Well, they're not yet to the point where they're going to shoot.
Moen to Zoop.
Fouls.
Zoop double teamed and fouled right away. Now that's foul number 6. I think Van Hook will be called for the infraction. That is Christo's second. Now you're at 16 fouls. The next one sends IPFW to the line.
Now she's coming back.
I love this offense defense situational substitutions on both teams. Yeah. Lewis Carlisle and Tiki back in for the Dons. Huna and Moen out. Jana will inbound the basketball to hand it Tiki. Double teamed right away. And she stepped down the line. That's a violation. Now Radke comes in for Fields. IPFW has now turned it over 18 times. 1:24 left on the clock. Huna and Moen come back in for Tiki and who? Jana Lewis Carlisle. Chesney Morris will inbound it just inside midcourt to Radke. Watch there by Zoop. Morris travels with the basketball. A big turnover there. Coming with 1:18 left, and here we go again. Fields in for Radke. Lewis Carlisle and Tiki in for Moen and Huna.
We've done a really good job on Morris. She's 4 of 14 from the field today.
And 3 of those are three-pointers.
Yep.
Tiki inbounds it to Nan Moore. Moore to Tiki. Ball almost is stolen. Van Hook, the rushing off the glass and in. Rushing now with 9 points. Here comes Tiki. Hannah is fouled as she goes to the basket. She'll shoot 2 with 63 seconds left. Foul is on Tauschel Rushing, her 4th. And Hannah Tiki, I don't want to jinx her, but she's 10 out of 10 at the line this year.
She is.
And she will get 2 free throws right now. And these are big ones. 56-47 to score. Here's a good look at the sophomore out of Kokomo, and she knocks the first one down. That is her first point of the afternoon. Radke in, Fields out for UMKC. One more free throw coming. Courtney Reed is in for John Lewis Carlisle. Hannah knocks that one down. She's now 12 of 12. She'll have a seat. Huna on the floor. 58-47, 1:03 left. Radke will wait till the ball crosses midcourt. Now she'll pick it up. The clock starts. Here is Morris driving on Moore. Spin move, shot, no good. Van Hook with the offensive putback. That's no good. Rebound Moore. It's going to be a foul or a jump ball. Let's see. If it's a jump ball, UMKC, it is. UMKC will have the possession with 51 seconds to go. 58-47. Morris lobs it to Klein, back to Morris. Ball is loose. Moore goes for it with Morris. Scram on the floor. And somehow Radke had control long enough to call a timeout with 45 seconds left.
It's interesting, Mike. Chris has put Nan Moore in here, the junior from Detroit, specifically to guard 33. Nan is an excellent defensive player. And the last 3 possessions now, she's been right in her face.
Now you see the IPFW Brain Trust, Chris Paul, assistant coaches Jenny Green, Alex Webster, director of operations Hillary O'Connell. UMKC has 2 timeouts left. IPFW has 3 timeouts left. Well, here's also a chance to ask you if you've heard about the Royal Dons Club. Participate in the excitement of Mastodon athletics with the Royal Dons Club. It's IPFW's official athletic booster organization. You can call them at 481-6894. Back to the action here. Radke launches a 3. That's way off the mark. Loose ball. Morris puts it up, and Julianne Huna's going to be called for the foul, and she was straight up.
That was a scrum there.
Chesney Morris will go to the line for 2. That's 3 personals on Julianne Huna. 7th team foul. 39 seconds left. First free throw is good. Chesney Morris now 3 of 3 today at the foul line. She had 7 points in the first half. She had 7 points in the second half, averaging 18 for the year.
Preparation for the press. We got the 5 guards back in.
Morris with 1 more free throw. It's in the air, and it is good. And timeout called by IPFW. And let's see, is this the 30-second kind? I do believe so. So 39.1 seconds left. It's 58-49. IPFW has led the entire second half. It was 28-25 at halftime. But I give UMKC credit. Well, they waited until the last 2 minutes of this game to go into, I don't want to call it panic mode, but defensive frenzy, pressure, and they have forced some turnovers.
Yeah, I'm thinking that maybe they should have gone to a little court pressure earlier in this game.
Nanmore will inbound it for IPFW. Dons line up in the old I formation. Joey Dennis reminding Nanmore she can go the entire width of the court. Bounces it into Tiki. That's who they want the ball in her hands. Hannah dribbling, killing some time, gets it to Moore. Moore gets it to Zoop. Jordan is finally fouled by Van Hook, but the Dons do run almost 8 full seconds off the clock.
Good work by the guard trio there in the backcourt.
3 fouls. I'm sorry.
Women's basketball, since you don't have to get it across the 10-second line, you can work wherever you want.
Huna and Moen in for the Dons. 1-1 for Jordan Zoop. It's her first free throw attempts of the day. She was 4 of 4 Thursday night against Southern Utah. Free throw is up, and it's off the iron, no good. Tip back to Zoop, though. Dons now. Zoop is fouled quickly by Morris, and
that's her fourth.
That's her fourth, team 9th. 28.5 seconds left, and Jordan Zoop again with a 1-and-1 possibility. That's no good. Nance with the rebound. Wow, the Roos are still in it. Morris will launch a 3 off the rim. Reed fighting for the rebound. Courtney hits the deck and she's fouled.
Good rebound.
And the foul is on Chasney Morris. That's it for her. That's number 5. She will foul out with 18.9 seconds left, and a break for IPFW there. That should be 5 fouls on her.
Yeah, they're coming.
Haven't heard the horn or anything for notification. Tara Cullen now replaces Chasney Morris. And Courtney Reed will step to the line, 1-and-1. Or is it? No, they're going to say 2 shots. That is no good. Now the Dons were 11-12 in the second half Thursday night, Al, and boy, they have missed, I believe, their last 4.
They're clanking them.
One more free throw coming for Courtney Reed. That one is good. That makes it 59-49. Should be enough, but you never know. Going coast to coast is Radke for 2. She has 4 points. And a quick foul on Kaylee Nance. That is just her first. But double bonus time with 13 seconds to go.
Let's see if we can make 2 in a row here.
Soto for 1 for Jordan Zoop. She's 0 for 2. First one, no good. 13 seconds left, 59-51, IPFW. Second one, that's good, 1 out of 2. Jordan now 1 out of 4 for the game. Stewart in for rushing. Haluska to come in for Zoop.
And I'd point out that that's my MVP for this game.
Sarah
Haluska has played.
I agree with you 100%. Ball is going to be picked up in midcourt by Radke. Clock now starts. Radke hands it off. Cohen for 3. That hits the rim. Reed with the rebound, and Courtney is fouled. And Crystal Van Hook now has 4 fouls. 5.4 seconds left. IPFW should come out of this one at 60-51. Courtney Reed has 2 free throws. Courtney came into this game hitting 4 out of 6 at the line, and she is 1 out of 2 so far today. So,
well, this is going to be another good win for IPFW. This is really encouraging.
First one is good. Courtney Reed had a 3-point field goal in the first half. She now has 5 points, and she's looking for point number 6. It is good. 62-51, and the Dons will come away with the win. But I'll tell you, UMKC is going to be heard from. Three-point shot, no good by Tara Cohen, and that'll do it. The horn goes off. Clock says triple zeros. Our final score this afternoon, IPFW 62, UMKC 51. Dons now 2-0, and they'll remain in first place in the Summit League for another bit of time.
That's great.
Players congratulating each other at midcourt. We'll take a break, come back with a quick post-game show. 62-51 the final. IPFW victorious over UMKC. And we're back to the Memorial Coliseum in a moment right here on CATV.
That book was all right. Look at the next book. You know, if she continues to spill product at a rate of 3 per hour, unit cost, say 60 cents. Factor in breakage, downtime, lost sales, you're looking at $2,400 a month. Indiana University, Purdue University, Fort Wayne. One university, two great names.
The power's out, but you've planned ahead and your food safety plan is on. You've stocked up on shelf-stable foods and a cabiner in case you're in the dark for a while. You don't open the fridge, foods there will be safe for up to 4 hours if the door stays closed. You keep the freezer shut too, and you've kept it full. A full freezer keeps food frozen for about 2 days. A half-full freezer, about 1 day. For longer outages, you move cold foods to an insulated cooler with plenty of ice or freezer gels, and you use a thermometer to ensure foods remain no higher than 40 degrees Fahrenheit. If the power returns quickly, you make sure freezer foods have ice crystals and check foods in the refrigerator with a food thermometer to make sure they're at 40 degrees or below. If not, or if there's any doubt, throw it out. To learn more, log on to AskKaren.gov or call the U.S. Department of Agriculture's Meat and Poultry Hotline at 1-888-MP Hotline. A message from USDA's Food Safety and Inspection Service.
Life is good, but with a master's degree from IPFW, it could be even better. You could land a promotion, earn more money, become a leader in your field. And IPFW makes it easy with affordable tuition, night and weekend classes, and more than 20 graduate programs from business to education to public affairs and more. Become the master of your future. Indiana University, Purdue University, Fort Wayne, your graduate university.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Memorial Coliseum here in Fort Wayne, Indiana, where IPFW's women's basketball team has defeated the Kangaroos of UMKC this afternoon by a final score of 62-51. The opening game of our women's and men's doubleheader. In about an hour, the men's teams from these two respective universities will take to the court here. Along with Alan Buck, I'm Mike Maz, and I'll tell you, back and forth early in the first half, Al. IPFW went into the locker room at halftime with a 3-point lead, 28-25. They seemingly had this game in control for the first 18 minutes of the second half, but the last 2 game minutes, or 2 to 2.5 minutes, UMKC went to an all-out, frenzied, full-court defensive press, and they forced some turnovers and got back into it, even though they ended up did losing the game. But they made it interesting this last couple of minutes.
Yeah, and compounding that was some poor free throw shooting down at the end that would have made for a bigger margin. But generally, the first 15 minutes of the second half were critical, and we played much better in that period than we had in the first half. And again, I mentioned that Sarah Halesk really was a spark in both halves.
Sarah, a freshman out of Aliquippa, PA. Here are some highlights from today's game, and here's Julianne Huna kicking it out. Tina Moen knocks down a jumper. These two have been in this program for a while. Julia senior, Tina a junior. Samantha Edwards out of Okemos, Michigan, banks one off the glass and in. Not to be outdone, Chasney Morris, the Summer League Player of the Week, knocks down a 3-point field goal. Pass intended for Huna, knocked away, but Julie picks it up, gets it back to Jordan Zoop, and she has a wide open 3.
She was 2 of 3 from the arc today.
Again, IPFW in white. There's Sarah Halesk knocking down the tray and getting fouled. And 4-point opportunity. She did miss the free throw, but she did make the bucket. Sarah Stewart driving the lane and making the shot. There's Tina Moen. She likes that pull-up jumper, and she knocks it down there. Nice play there by Courtney Reed. She tried to get the steal. The ball went back to Alyssa Klein, and Klein made the bucket. Jonna Lewis Carlisle, leading scorer in the Summit League, takes it to the basket. 2 of her 16 points today. Jonna again, and she's going to kick it out. Julianne Huna was left unguarded, and she put down about a 6-footer. Toshelle rushing coast to coast there. Takes it up and in. That was late in the second half. Klein double team. They kick it out. Rushing will launch a 3 and hit it. And those are some of the highlights from the game. Here are your numbers. IPFW 21 of 55 from the floor today for 38%. 5 of 17 from three-point range. 15 of 23 at the foul line. They also had 14 assists, 40 rebounds, and 9 steals. UMKC 19 of 60 from the floor for just under 32%. 5 of 24 from three-point land. 8 of 9 at the foul line. They had 11 assists, 40 rebounds, and 7 steals. Those are the team numbers. Individually,
can we
each team
talk
had
about those key stats there?
Yeah.
I think there are a couple of them that really stand out. They only went to the line 9 times, which proves that they weren't taking the ball to the basket. And then the other one was the 5 out of 24 from the three-point line. Chris played a lot of zone today and dared them to make that three-point shot.
Individually, Jonna Lewis Carlisle 16 points, Julianne Huna 10, Tina Moen 8 for the Dons. Chesney Morris with 15 points, Alyssa Klein 13, and Toshelle rushing with 9 for UMKC. Again, the Dons improved to 4-3 on the season, 2-0 in conference play, and UMKC drops to 5-4 overall. This was their first game in the Summit League in 2007-2008. Quick, got some time you talk about Sarah Haluska making a difference. Anybody else in a Macedon uniform stand out for you today?
Yes, I thought Tina played a real solid game. Tina Moen, she got on the boards for us, which is often a weakness for us. And I thought after Julie got settled down after the first few minutes of the game, then Julie contributed nicely, giving us that inside presence. I think what's happening here is that we're starting to see the results of that tough early schedule, and playing teams that we're a little more competitive with, we're able to push it over the hump.
Well, next up for IPFW's women's basketball team, a trip 1 week from today to Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, where a week from tomorrow, which will be Sunday, December 16th, they will take on Duquesne University. And our next telecast of IPFW women's basketball will be 2 weeks from today, 2 weeks from tomorrow, I should say, Sunday, December 23rd, when St. Bonaventure out of New York State comes to town. That'll be a 1 p.m. tip-off, and that game will be played at the Hilliard Gate Sports Center back on the campus of IPFW. There you see Tricia Paul down there in the lower center. She's the wife of head coach Chris Paul. And again, a big win today, Al. Final thoughts from you on this contest with IPFW and UMKC?
My final thought is I can't wait for the next game. I like the way the girls are playing, and I think this season has a whole bunch of potential to push IPFW to a new level.
Well, that will do it from the Memorial Coliseum. Again, IPFW victorious for the second time in a row in Summit League activity. They defeat UMKC today by a score of 62-51. Again, tune in on the 23rd of December when IPFW hosts St. Bonaventure in women's basketball. That's our next telecast. For Alan Buck, I'm Mike Moss. Thank you so much for tuning into our telecast this afternoon. Again, the final score, IPFW 62 and UMKC 51. Have yourselves a great Saturday afternoon, and we'll see you in a couple of weeks right here on CATV as we say goodbye from the Memorial Coliseum in Fort Wayne, Indiana.
Natural foods and nutritional supplements. The health food shops at 3515 North Anthony Boulevard.